All right, new releases.
Yes. Wombat, I know that you got a code for one of these. I'm interested to hear if you've played it or not.
Yes, I got a code for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Okay.
I
I
also
bel
got a code for Assassin's Creed Valhalla,
Yeah,
but I bought
cool.
it from Best Buy.
Mine was procured, was given to me by the fine folks at
By
Ubisoft.
a real live Viking.
By a real life Viking came to my house and gave me one. I have had the game since Friday of last week, and
You're
yeah,
80 hours in.
I'm about, I want to say 15,
Solid.
15 to 20 hours in, somewhere in that range. Um, I love it. I mean, I'll just go right off the top and say, I love it, but I'm a big Assassin's Creed guy. I guess that's a good caveat too. If you liked Origins and you liked Odyssey, you're not going to be upset with Valhalla.
What are the quality of life improvements that I can expect to enjoy once I dive
That's
in?
one of the things I think about this game that I think is really exciting, at least to a guy like me that's always complaining about quality of life adjustments in games. So obviously, it's an open world single player game. You could pause at any time. You could save at pretty much any time. So those are always nice things. I have it on the Xbox One for those who are asking. Um, you can pause at any time. You can save at any time. Those are great things. And it sounds silly to say, but I feel like I haven't played a game like that in a long time. It also has three different toggles for difficulties, for three different types of difficulties, and each one of those has three settings each. So there's your standard combat difficulty, and you could set that to, easy, medium, or hard. There may actually be a fourth one, so, don't quote me on three choices only. But, it's your basic combat, easy, medium, hard. There's also stealth, and you could set the stealth difficulty to easy, medium, or hard.
Can you
So
set it
let
to none?
Yeah, basically. So like
You
let's say
can
you want to
really,
play.
I guess, if you set it low enough, it's sort of
Right.
like
Yeah, and then there's also an exploration difficulty where there are either some icons on the map, no icons on the map,
Oh, I
or
see.
icons to let you know where, basically everything is.
I was
right.
picturing more that the difficulty was like, here's a feather. It's either up on top of this building or we just left it down here on the ground for you.
No. It's like say you're collecting a feather. It's like either when you go to ping it, will show you where the feather is, and you can tag the
Right. They
waypoint.
had that in the
Right.
last
No,
one, right?
I
You could
get it.
choose.
I
Yeah.
don't think so. They may have.
They
But
had. I remember you could, if you were doing a quest, they would you could either have it just say, "All right, just go right here and mark it on the map,"
yes, they
or they
did.
would
It have an
say,
exploration or
"Right."
yeah.
It would say like,
So
"Oh, it's in a mountain. There's a water
So there's a
nearby."
little bit more nuance, I think now. The stealth one again. So let's say you're a guy who wants to just beat up guys, but you don't want the fighting to be easy, but you don't want it to deal with the stealth nonsense. You could basically turn stealth off and go to town beating the crap out of people. So I like that. I think those are good quality of life, making a game play the way you want to play it, which I think is unusual these days. So I appreciated that for what it was. And it was something I noticed right when I started the game. Haven't even talked about playing the game yet, which is kind of crazy. Uh,
Right.
but it was really, it was really kind of great. It was a
What's
it's
going on over there?
I'm
What are you
sorry, I
looking
lost my
at?
train of thought. It's a big open world game. It's a lot of fun. It is a bit of a slow start. For a game where you kind of know what you're doing from the outset, if you played the last two, they kind of go through a lot of the motions, and it does take a little bit of time to get there.
Right. I'm at that.
Um,
That's where I'm at right now.
yeah, if you're still in Norway, you're probably like, I get it. When can I get to the point? Yeah. But once you get there, the game really does open up and it feels really cool. And I enjoy the world that I'm in, and the fighting is very visceral. It does feel good when you hit someone with your different weapons. It's fun to play around with different weapon combinations. There is not as much gear as there was in Odyssey. You're not going to be unlocking stuff and finding stuff in every nook and cranny.
Right.
Things you find are fewer and far between, but the stuff you have, you hold on to.
That's
and you
better.
upgrade it, and upgrading your gear changes its appearance. So it's when you find something you kind of want to if you find a weapon you like, you can invest in that weapon essentially and make it like it could either be your weapon for the whole game, or you could say, okay, well now I want to invest in in this weapon, or and play around with different combinations and really see what suits you. Same thing with the armor. So it's a similar situation, but there is the different pieces of armor, so you can mix and match the pants and the helmet and the shirts and all that kind of fun stuff. So it does all that. It's really good. I'm excited to play more of it. Even played a little bit before we did the show. I'm sort of like addicted to it.
Excited for that Series X upgrade?
Yes, yes, and I'm excited for that Series X upgrade. Very much so.
I don't like how when you hit the guy like with a heavy attack and you kill him, he goes flying across the screen. It seems a little like too much for Assassin's Creed. I feel like, did you notice that at all? Like when you
What?
when you kill an enemy, he shoots back like 6 feet, and sometimes comically so. Like if your back is to like a ledge, he'll like shoot up the ledge. It's like
No.
kind of janky.
I don't
in
know.
that way.
I don't know if I
You
saw
didn't
what you
notice
saw.
that? That could be
Yeah.
Series X thing. I don't know. It seems like they're trying to make it a little more arcadey in that way, or maybe that they think that that's what makes the combat more visceral. If you knock the guys,
Oh, and Striker asked if I'm playing as the lady or the man. I'm actually playing as the third option,
me
which
too.
is letting the animus decide who I am.
Yes, I let my anus decide.
Yeah, and right now I'm playing as the lady.
Strictly, you haven't switched to the man yet,
I have not. I did switch to the man just to see what the man looks like,
but
This
it
one
didn't
is
switch you.
but it didn't switch me.
Got it.
And for those who are unaware, you can
Shipwreck looks
actually
so
switch
confused
your
right now.
gender at any
I-
time during the game.
Yeah, I am, I don't know, maybe 3-4 Assassin's Creed back at this point.
Right. Well, because what
So-
happened, I think what happened with the last one was, they have to record a whole, the story with the woman and the story with the man character. And I think they realized that maybe people want to experience both of them and not choose. And they want to figure out a way that it makes sort of sense. I don't think they've really done that per se, but they say, hey, okay, you have an option. We'll choose whichever sex we think is better for this particular story element. I don't know.
Do whatever you want.
Right. It's
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
What's
surprised.
going on? I saw that there was a screenshot of somebody riding a giant wolf.
That would be my screenshot of me riding a giant wolf. Somebody. What a jerk.
Right.
That is not the default mount.
Why is that a mount in Assassin's Creed? I feel like I've missed a lot here where we are now have mythical creatures in Assassin's Creed.
Yes, I would say in Odyssey. Actually, no, I think in Origins also they sort of added sort of blending myth and reality with these areas that are ripe for mixing myth and reality.
Right. I think maybe with DLC for the first one, time.
And well, even in the game, well, you don't just get the wolf. You have to. That's DLC. So
Right.
the wolf is not default.
Oh, you have the fancy edition? Is
I
that
have
what
the
you're
fancy
saying?
edition that has the
Oh,
wolf.
shit. They gave you the $100 edition
They may have.
of their code that has no value?
Yeah. So, and anyway, I was gonna say because Origins was in ancient Egypt, which again, it's sort of ripe for blending that fantasy with fact with all of the Egyptian gods. Same thing with Odyssey in Greece, in ancient Greece. It sort of lends itself to that ideal. So when you get to something like the Nordic myths, your Thors and Lokis, not that they're there, but your Odins, it lends itself to including it in a way that doesn't feel forced.
And this, it's the same fucking game over and over again, so they got to do something to keep it fresh. Like,
Yeah.
Mrs. Chibi was not really that impressed with the whole Nordic vibe. I think coming off of Ghost of Tsushima, she's like, that game was quite a looker, and just like the art direction of that game, everything about the acting, she really liked the acting of that game, and she just thought that this Assassin's Creed game was very flat all around compared to Ghosts. And she
Well,
was
you're
just
not
like, I'm
actually.
outta
I
here.
think the snow is very impressive where you
It
are
is.
where
It
you
is.
are right now. But you haven't. You're not in the main section of the map yet.
The problem is they're going for like realism in terms of the environment in Assassin's Creed, and Ghosts were really going for how can we make environments look like something you would see in a movie. You know, everything's overdone. Like it's okay, it's fall, there's leaves falling. It's just let's make way too many leaves fall, and they're constantly falling, and the colors are way over the top. And so when you compare that with realism, it's not that interesting. I feel, and
I get
especially when you're
that.
looking at snow. The snow
Yeah.
is great, though. I gotta say, when you're walking through that snow, you can feel like you don't.
You feel like
it.
you're walking through snow, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I agree with. I think, again, I haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, so I don't have that comparison because I'm like digging this, and I haven't played a
Yeah.
game like this in a long time. I know we made this joke when Odyssey and Red Dead Redemption came out around the same time that, Odyssey takes what Red Dead Redemption was doing but made it fun. This sort of blends a little even more, like leans towards that sort of storytelling side of things that our Red Dead did, but still throws in maybe a little bit more combat and more fun combat than that style of game.
Right.
There's a lot going on in that you haven't hit yet. Like, there's the whole kingdoms thing
I haven't done
where
anything.
where I'm making alliances now and I'm building my
Oh, that
kingdom.
sounds good.
And I'm building my my little town. But to do that, you have to raid churches and kill everybody in a church and steal their boxes. So, sorry, sir, I need your box. And then you hit him in the head with an axe.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I was wishing that this game has cross-platform progression, and
It does.
but not from console to PC. I don't believe
no, just from console to
console
console.
to console, which is like if I'm Ubisoft, I still don't know how to say it. Ubisoft or Ubisoft?
That's right.
Ubisoft.
Ubi.
Should I-
Ubi.
They're trying to sell this Ubisoft Plus.
Ubisoft.
Ubisoft Plus
Ubisoft.
thing on PC. I don't know. Fuck it. Ubisoft Plus on PC for $15 a month. A good way to pitch that would be, hey, if you have it on console already, this can supplement your gaming lifestyle by being able to play the same fucking game on console and PC.
Or
I don't know.
maybe they could have cross game saves for all of their games that are the exact same thing, and you just pick up at that percentage in the game.
Yes.
Like if you're playing
Watch Dogs.
Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
oh, it looks like you're about 60% through this game.
Unlock all this shit for me.
Yeah, just you already did all that. You're here.
But
you
yeah.
you finished the last one? We'll start you like right here.
Right.
For someone who hasn't played the last 3, Ship, you sure are mouthy about them.
I'm not mouthy about it's the Norse stuff does nothing for me at all. Like
See, I really like that.
yeah, I'm glad. I'm happy
That's a
for
big
you.
that's funny because that's the theme that I probably like that one more than the Egyptian one.
It's funny because he looks like a Viking.
Ship, yes. I
Yeah.
know. You think you'd be into it. All the characters look like you.
Exactly.
Characters
Say
don't have
fjord.
to look like me for me to enjoy it.
Really?
Yeah, I know, but
Not
the
like you.
characters
I
that look like
I like
you,
the Japanese games. Remember, Wombat?
the characters that look like you get to hit in the face with an axe. Maybe
Hmm.
that's why I like the game so much.
That could be it. No, I really liked. I don't know, the first 5 Assassin's Creed games, maybe.
Right.
I liked when they had a coherent storyline that they were going for as an overarching thing.
It was
And
good. The
then-
last one was great, and it's time
Oh no,
for you to
I'm
play
sure it
now.
is, and
It's
I
time.
still have that one, and I do want to play that. I'll play that one long before I'll play this one.
Oh, boo!
Why?
What about the Series X? You need the 60 frames per second. You got to experience
don't
Assassin's
like-
Creed 60 frames per second.
Vikings do nothing.
You
for
get
me.
axes and you can throw axes when you unlock that
You're
skill.
describing the exact things that do nothing for me.
You can throw a javelin
Just
through a
pretend
guy.
pretend that you're Laura Croft. That's
Okay,
it.
do you have
Your
an
bow,
iconic
you got the
pickaxe?
axe, you're the same fucking thing.
Lots of bows and arrows.
Snow.
Lots of axes.
Decapitations,
Lots of decapitations.
screaming.
Lots of screaming. Lots of climbing of walls. Lots of collecting doodads.
What are you drinking there, Ship? I know somebody's gonna ask. I'll just beat him to it.
I'm drinking a Mad Tree Phantom Forest.
That's a beer, right?
That is a
Not
beer.
like a evil spirit or something. It sounds like you're consuming a spirit. Is that what you're doing? No. All right. What else?
yeah.
That's Assassin's Creed. Obviously, I'm super early, and Wombat is early in the game.
Yeah,
I
we'll
think one
talk
of the
more
turn
about
offs
it
for me
probably
too is
next.
just how long those games are.
Yeah, well, that's sort of the other reason why I like them.
No, that's fine. Like if that's
Yeah.
what you're going to be invested in, but like
It's
I-
like I could play
I have other ones.
15 minutes of Fortnite and then 3 hours of Assassin's Creed, and I'm good.
Right. Yeah. I would love to play that on PC and go back and forth from TV to PC. That'd be awesome.
Well, that is a
but
problem I don't have.
it would be. I don't know. I got to talk to Ubisoft about their name, about their marketing strategy, everything.